Boruto will never be Naruto. It won't achieve the same level of popularity, emotional debt, or be as impactful to the anime landscape. It's unlikely to match Naruto's influence on its readers or its status as a cultural touchstone. And that's okay. Naruto is the all-time greatest story ever written. The more I thought about how to justify this, the more I realized it comes down to a single thing: emotions. While other manga may excel in certain areas, few can rival Naruto's ability to evoke powerful feelings or teach timeless life lessons. For a story to be a masterpiece, it's not enough to have a consistently high standard across the board, like Naruto achieves through its symbolism, character development, foreshadowing, plot twists, and world building. No, for a story to be considered a masterpiece, a true 10 out of 10, it must also be in its own class in some aspects. Take Naruto's dialogues. While the average dialogue in Naruto might be rated an 8 out of 10, its speeches are its own league, putting it to a 10 out of 10. These moments of emotional resonance, whether from Naruto, Kakashi, or the series antagonists, go beyond mere words to convey the heart of the story. Naruto's battles, too, are not merely about choreography or spectacle. They are deeply meaningful, part of storytelling itself. Each fight serving to advance the story, develop characters, and explore the series' themes. The writing of Naruto's villains, wrong yet relatable, with motives that resonate deeply and make them unforgettable, are what sets it apart from any other show. Like, do the parallels that I have yet to see surpassed by any other series. It's the beautifully crafted, morally gray world, and the writing of the main protagonists that shines through it. Naruto sets a gold standard for shonen protagonists, evolving not just as a character but alongside the world he inhabits. His goal of becoming Hokage never wavered, but his understanding of what that goal meant grew more profound.
How could I ever be Hokage? I can't save a friend.
As Naruto matured, so did his audience. When he becomes a Hokage, he was a different man as when he started his journey, as were we following him on his journey to achieve his goal. After nearly 9 years of serialization, Boruto hasn't reached Naruto's emotional heights. Its villains lack the depth and memorability of Naruto's. Its world-building feels less immersive, its cast of side characters is smaller, and their actions haven't given rise to so many fan bases as Naruto's did. Though, if you think this makes the story of Boruto bad, or that this is the point of the video, you're mistaken. Boruto is an amazing story, and easily the best series of the new generation of animanga, as expected from the sequel to all-time greatest. Boruto doesn't need to surpass Naruto to be an incredible story. Unlike Naruto, which attempted to encompass everything, Boruto has chosen a focused, streamlined approach. This smaller scope allows Boruto to excel in consistency, pacing, and progression. Every piece of dialogue serves a purpose, and even perceived inconsistencies often later reveal themselves as intentional plot devices. Where Naruto occasionally stumbled due to its sprawling narrative, Boruto thrives by keeping its story concise and consistent. For example, Boruto's dialogue is consistently stronger than Naruto's. While it doesn't feature the grand, unforgettable speeches of its predecessor, its average dialogue is sharper and more deliberate, each line serving its purpose. Easily a 9 out of 10. While we aren't getting many arcs to set up the world or focus on new characters that we could grow to love, the pacing and progression of the story follows perfectly. Every new arc and development within it naturally flow into the next one. While its villains aren't as iconic, each of them served its role and progressed the story, without feeling like it was there just to patch the holes. While Boruto lacks the same sheer number of beloved side characters, the ones it does introduce are well-defined and play crucial roles in the narrative. Even if Boruto's villains are not as iconic as those in Naruto, they fulfill their roles effectively, advancing the story without feeling like filler or afterthoughts. Boruto might not set up a standard for what it means to be a shonen protagonist, yet he's a character you grow to love, unique and interesting, more so than any of his contemporaries. But it's not like Boruto doesn't excel in some things either. Like Naruto, parallels, foreshadowing, symbolism, and characters' development is rivaled only by a select few old or new gen alike. The mystery and intrigue surrounding the story and its characters is one of the best I've ever seen, creating a level of anticipation unmatched by many of its contemporaries. The writing of characters like Kawaki and Amato is superb, and with the current villains yet to be developed and final villain yet to be revealed, those two can make it stand out among the rest. Naruto is a grandiose. Its sheer scope, ambition, and emotional depth set it apart as a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, despite occasional inconsistencies in pacing, dialogue, and side character development. Its strengths, like its iconic speeches, parallels, fights, characters' conclusions, and emotional moments woven into those, place it in a class of its own. Boruto, on the other hand, is a model of consistency and focus. Its smaller scope and pre-planned narrative allow it to maintain a steady level of quality across all aspects of storytelling. While it lacks Naruto's groundbreaking peaks, its average writing surpasses that of its predecessor. If Naruto's dialogue averages an 8 out of 10 with occasional 10 out of 10 moments, Boruto delivers a steady 9 out of 10 throughout. And like with dialogues, this is consistent throughout the story itself, where the lack of masterpieces can't put it at 10 out of 10. The average writing makes it an easy 9 out of 10 and the best among its contemporaries by far. Boruto will never surpass Naruto's legacy, nor does it need to. Naruto is a once-in-a-lifetime story, revered for its emotional impact and ability to resonate deeply with its audience. Boruto, meanwhile, is a tightly crafted tale that excels in its own way, setting a high standard for modern shonen storytelling. While Naruto remains the gold standard, Boruto stands as one of the best-written stories of its generation, a worthy successor to the greatest anime and manga of all time.